My name is Duddy, it's all builds and stuff. Today, Stasis Warlock time. We're going to be doing what I call the triple turret build. We're going to have 2 freezy turrets up and a healing glaive turret via the exotic glaive Edge of Intent. The Edge of Intent exotic Warlock glaive is absolutely crazy. It's a really solid support build for endgame activities. But as most of my builds, I don't want to do just a support build. With the support builds that I do, I like to make sure I can look after myself as well and clear enemies. So we're going to have a really solid build for clearing enemies as well. First exotic we'll talk about is the Osmiomancy gloves. Your cold snap grenades have an additional charge that recharge quicker on direct impact. The seeker spawn from cold snap grenade travels further, so you can use them for your cold snap grenade, but I think the best way to use these, in my opinion, for endgame stuff is running Bleak Watcher aspect. Press and convert that grenade. It turns it into a stasis turret that fires slowing projectiles at nearby targets, and when you pair that with the other aspect Iceflare bolts, shattering a target, spawn seekers that track and freeze other nearby targets. You've literally got infinite freeze and infinite sort of chaining with that freezing effect. Quick look at this, the Edge of Intent. What the exotic glaive, it got buffed at the beginning of the season. This applies cure and restoration, so you can also bang this glaive down as well. So you got 3 turrets out, really fun. And what I also found with this Edge of Intent, it is a solar glaive. It is a 45 rounds per minute, really nice. It does actually hit pretty hard for a glaive, really nice. It's got the perk on there, restorative turret. When weapon energy is full, consume it before firing to make your next shot deploy a healing turret on impact. Just like so, you're going to see this healing turret pop up. Now bear in mind, you've also got a freezy turret out, or sometimes even 2 freezy turrets. So you've got 2 freezy turrets and that healing glaive turret there, just steadily healing you and your teammates. I know we put a well down there, but just before that, and for situations like this, that healing turret is just going to consistently apply cure and restoration for you. The restoration is about 4 seconds and the cure is about 1 second to 2 seconds, and it's really consistent. It just keeps firing that healing, so you can sort of pull off on your own and do your own little thing, or you can support your teammates like so. So you see this perfect clip here. Things might get a little bit tricky in this little situation, but we've got a freezy turret with the Iceflare bolts to take control of the ads spawning in front and even to the middle of the arena, and then we've got that little healing turret at the back just to keep me and my teammates nice and safe. So I found the build absolutely great for endgame activities, for keeping you and your teammates alive and keeping ads under control. It feels really nice, and like I said, the Iceflare bolts, which I will focus on a little bit more, are absolutely nuts with the freezy turrets. Really good. And again, you'll see here, perfect for times where you haven't got a well and things like that, just biding a bit of time. The seasonal artifact this season really does buff stasis builds out. Pillar of Ice, defeating encased combatants, spawn stasis crystal. Because of your 2 freezer turrets, you've always got this one active. And the same with this one, Hail the Storm, shattering encased targets and stasis crystals, deals increased damage. Shattering stasis crystals releases shards of ice that damage. We've also got Whisper of Fissures, which works perfectly with the 2 seasonal artifact perks, causing extra damage when you destroy frozen targets. Whisper of Shards, shattering the stasis crystal temporarily boosts your grenade recharge rate. Shattering additional crystals increases the duration of this benefit. Now, normally you wouldn't run Whisper of Shards because it has no effect on Osmiomancy gloves, but if you're running Iceflare bolts and all of the seasonal artifact perks, it's a really good fragment to run because you get a massive charge to your discipline. The next fragment is Whisper of Jorun's. Slow that applies to targets lasts longer, and for those abilities that linger, their duration will also increase. That gives your Bleak Watcher, your freezy turrets, an extra 5 seconds. Whisper of Rending, primary ammo weapons do increase damage to stasis crystals and frozen targets. That's a 42% damage increase, but I just want to focus on how good these Iceflare bolts are paired with the seasonal artifact perks, Pillar of Ice and things like that, what we've touched on. You've literally just got shattering effects everywhere, and you've got that Whisper of Shards and going as well for your extra grenade recharge rate. It's so good, and like I said, this build is not just only support build. I wanted to set it up so we could do some nice damage as well, and all them fragments and all the stasis artifact perks that you've seen is just an absolute mess. You can cause an absolute mess yourself, just shattering everything that comes to you. Everything's frozen, getting chained with the Iceflare bolts, and it's absolutely crazy build. And again, you've got that healing turret there, what I'll pop down just to keep you and your teammates alive. That healing turret will make you die less. The other thing that I found with the, well, just glaives in general, any glaives, I always feel a bit more confident when I've got a glaive in my hand for certain situations, because as we know with glaives, you could do an absolute, reduce like an absolute load of damage. I feel really confident when I've got a glaive in my hand. And again, all them Iceflare bolts and the artifact perks and the fragments, you can see how easy we're clearing rooms out in that situation. Again, just touch on this glaive. I do feel really confident when I've got a glaive in my hand because of all the damage reduction you can take, and you've got that healing turret again just to give you that bit of extra safety. Constant healing, cure, restoration, add clearance, Iceflare bolts going everywhere, shattering effects going everywhere. This build is an absolute monster all round. Excellent support, excellent for add clearance, and you'll see taking control of big GM enemy spawns very easily. Now regarding weapons, there's many different various weapons. I like to run things like something new in my primary slot, a stasis hand cannon for the unstoppable, even something like Ice Luna with headstone. Headstone also works great with the seasonal artifact perks and fragments. Luna Lute, that's a bow, you can run that one. For heavy, you've got something like Cold Comfort or a stasis machine gun. We'll quickly go over my mods. On my Bond, I really like to run a Reaper mod. Shortly after using your class ability, your next weapon, final blow spawns an orb of power. I also like to run a Bomber mod because you get grenade energy when you use your class ability, and I also like to run an Outreach for my melee energy every time you use your class ability. On my legs, I like to buff my damage out, so Stasis Weapon Surge, run 2 of them. You could also switch them up to solo if you want to focus on your glaive damage, but I find running a Stasis, because I run a Stasis Primary and a Stasis Heavy, I found that more beneficial. On my chest piece, I like to run a Concussive Dampener, reduces incoming area of effect and then 2 arc resistance, but these are optional, you can change these up to whatever you wish. But I find the Concussive Dampener pretty good if you're wielding a glaive. On the gauntlets, I like to run 2 momentum transfers. Causes damage with a grenade, reduces your melee cooldown. That's a nice little loop of freezing. You do damage with your grenade, the turret over time, which is charges your grenade, charges your melee up. So you've got 2 ways of freezing all the time. And then bolstering detonation, grants class ability when you've caused damage with a grenade. And another really good seasonal artifact perk this season is the Solar Stasis Mixer, the Thermodynamic Siphon. Rapid Solar and Rapid Stasis final blows create an orb of power. You can mix and match this one up as well, heavy ammo or special ammo finder, and I also like to run a heavy ammo or a special ammo scout for my teammates. So now we've seen sort of everything going on, you've got a pretty good option for your primary weapon. You can run something like I said, an Ice Luna, something new for unstoppable. We've also got a few Stasis sidearms. You've also got Stasis Scout Rifles, Stasis Bows for unstoppable. And just sort of quick recap, you'll see me put my turret there for that situation when we ain't got a well. Perfect, just for keeping you and your teammates alive. You'll see that cure and restoration just consistently firing off all the time for me and my teammates. And again, stay back, nice support play. Or you can always do the other way and get up a bit close, get that glaive in your hand, get a healing turret down and clear some enemies. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. Let me know what you think if you tried this type of build. I did do a Void Warlock build not so long ago with necrotic grips and the glaive, I will link that. But I do hope you found this helpful, and it's really good for all activities in the game. Thanks for watching, have an awesome weekend.